Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. And a different game. No Guild Wars 2, no Dune, Torchlight Infinite. New season started the other day. I enjoy the game, so here we go. That's simple. It's an ARPG, so along the lines of a Diablo or a Path of Exile, Last Epoch. I've turned off the voices because they just get really annoying. Click the right mouse button to cast skills. Okay. We just start with the Ring of Ice or Ice something. Ring of Ice is what we start with. Whoop! I have items! I will be mighty. My might will be mighty. Ish. Right, okay, we did that. May have changed up the UI a bit. It will probably require some adjustment. I don't think I played last league. Pretty sure I didn't, so it's probably been a couple of leagues. Seasons, sorry. Since I played. It's a solid ARPG. It is also available on mobile, and so it is understandably looked on with contempt by a lot of people by mobile gaming. But it's a perfectly good ARPG. If you like blasting, there was blasting aplenty. And the mobile port is better than a lot of console ports for PC. A fact which ought to be an actual cause of embarrassment for people who make or port console PC games. For example, I will, by specific naming, I will comment on how awful the user interface is for Dune Awakening, which I have been playing and enjoying for the last month. Ah, buddy. Good evening, my friend. Welcome. Come on in. Ah. Okay, yeah, we can skip. Shiny pair of pictures. Okay, new gloves, sure. Chest piece. New stats. So, this chest piece is better than no chest piece. I can't say this surprises me. That's identical. That is slightly better. I currently have a staff, but I can dual wield wands. That should be better. Indeed it is. And we will recycle They've changed this UI. Talk to Liv. Hi, Liv. How you doing? You're looking good. Lost weight? Change your hair? Skip. I have obtained new skill. Movement skill. Frigid transmission. Not to be confused, of course, with a nocturnal transmission. Ignoring that. Don't worry, I didn't actually say anything. It's really not important. I believe we now move on to the ancient passage going after Lean. Lean is not a description of how he likes his bacon. It's a description of his name. It's not a great name. Look at that. I'm just a leveling machine. Why? Oh, I guess we have a talent. We get our first talent. Goddess of Knowledge. We'll activate, and we'll put a point there and allocate it, and then go back. Now, continue to murder things that upset us. Forgot about the movement skill. Yes, I've got one. Whoops, there it is. What else do we have? Okay, Ring of Ice has leveled up, so it does more damage now. And Compound Source, my Healy pot, which also does a buff, also does more stuff. We like stuff where I come from. Another level, that just is. What happens? You level up. It ain't rocket science. New available talent node. We have to put 3 points in there before we move on to the next tier. Hunter Joey. I love the lore names. I appreciate them, you know, not hitting us with Asian names, which would be difficult for us to perhaps pronounce or remember. But sometimes they choose some really, really goofy ones. So one alive. Frigid transmission is upgraded to level 2. It's just so difficult for me to not make the joke. The obvious, tacky, tasteless joke. That's kind of my bread and butter around here, you know? Without tacky, tasteless jokes, what would I have? I have obtained a new thing. Whoop. And they're dropping bombs on me. That's right, those guys are fleeing, so we don't have to try and murder the people who are fleeing. That would be gauche. The ancient battleground. Yeah, I'll get to your clicking. I guess I won't get to your clicky in a sec. There we go. You happy now? We got a pendant. More mana. That seems good. Let's see. Anything else gonna have little green numbers next to it? That has int, which does more damage. We're not running short on mana, so actually I'm going to use the one that gives us intelligence. Because I like smart. Also, we have Compound Source and Ring of Ice. We have a new skill slot that is vacant. In this case, we are going to buff our Ring of Ice with Freeze chance, additional cold damage, and a Frostbite chance. Damage increase is 18.2%. And we have another talent point. Sorry. Yes, that's what we want. Next, we'll be going up here for additional percentages, and then going, I'm going to guess, we'll be going up here next, and then there. All right. All right. It is really a perfectly good, playable, entertaining ARPG. There is a pay-to-win factor if you choose to use it. The only money I have spent in the game was I bought some of the currency that could be used to unlock additional characters before they changed the way characters work. Now you can unlock, you can play any character except the latest. If you want to play the latest character that was introduced in this chapter of the game, so to speak, you have to buy the Seasons Pass. The pay-to-win element is there are pets in the game. The pets initially had some significant bonuses, but weren't a huge game breaker. Now, if you want the best pets with the best buffs, the buffs used to be pretty minimal. They're not anymore. More damage, less survival? Sure. I'm all about that. More survival? I like that too. Outfit. Skill effect. No, thank you. Mail. Delayed server launch? Hey, I'm not above taking freebies. Quite the opposite, actually. Because this is an Asian gaming product. They will give you lots of free stuff in lots of menus meant to attract and pull you in and get you to pay real money. It's Corey. Hi, Corey. Corey, of course, is a classic name for a dwarf. What? No? Frozen? Murdered him. Just a few more minutes, sure. That's what they all say. You done yet, Corey? Oh, I think he's done. He fixed the bridge. Always nice when you can freeze the obvious boss mob. They're dropping bombs. We're going that way. Stop shooting stuff at me. Homepage, you've never seen the game before? I am doing well. The game is a good one. If you enjoy an ARPG, you know, Diablo, Path of Exile, Last Epoch, that kind of game, it is a solid example of the genre. It's also available on mobile. It does have pay to win, but it's not necessary for you to basically progress to the end game. Ooh, almost got me. Ding 6. New talent node. More damage is good. I don't play every season. They have a new season every 3 months, I think, and a new season was a couple of days ago. I don't play every season, but at least half. It's a solid ARPG if you're a fan of ARPGs. And for some people, the fact that it's available on mobile as well will be a positive. Skill slot vacant, and I'm going to put in Arcane Circle, cast the skill, and creates a 6-second arcane circle around the caster. Gain Euphoria when an enemy enters the arcane circle for the first time. Additional spell damage. Welcome back, Kuna Meow. I assume I'm pronouncing that correctly. It has a lot of the tropes that we have come to expect from Asian gaming. You know, jiggle physics, over-the-top visual graphics and such. But it's a solid game. Missed me. For you to pronounce it right the first time? Really? The meow part was pretty easy. Okay, yeah, we'll use that. Alright, we blow up the machine now. And don't get hit by the pew-pews. More bad guys. More frozen dead bad guys. Oh, hey, come on, dude. There, I froze you. Loser. Levels up on those skills. What else we got over here? Nothing right now. Again, big splodies in the ground. Ding 7, I'm a leveling machine. Another new talent node. Excellent. More damage, good. That's just the basic. Well, more damage by my character, good. But more damage by them, not as good. What do we got in the way of new stuff? More damage. I like damage, so sure. More survival, good. Oh, our first ring. Nice. Better headgear. 5 life per second is not negligible. We will go ahead and grab that. All the rest of it, we will simply recycle. Yep, explodies. There you go. Freeze! Got it. We have another cannon shooting out badness. Let's buff up Arcane Circle and murder some more dudes. Whoop. Bulwark's Core. Alright, we have teleported and we have a boss to fight. Missed me. Okay, you could stop any time now. Almost got him. Got him.
No! It's too late!
Forgive me, partner.
If you're looking for awesome voice work, storyline, and cinematics, however, this might possibly not be the game for you. A lot of survival, a little less damage. Sure. A little bit more damage. Not worth the big hit. But more survival, good. We will recycle all those. Hi, Arya. Oh, it's Corey. Congrats, I have obtained added cools damage. Skill. Come over here. We increase the amount of energy that we have applied to this skill, and now we can equip an additional support gem for those of you who are familiar with Path of Exile. So this will increase the damage by 20% right now on my Ring of Ice skill. And we have completed a 3-link, basically the skill and 2 supports, and we claim 1 energy core used for gameplay and crafting and stuff like that. Dragonbone Ridge. Don't say it, you gutter mines. Alright, cross Dragonbone Ridge. I have no idea what that is. Is that the new League mechanic? That's Fixer Route. Crime rating. This is the new League mechanic. The League is Outlaw. Don't know much about it. Complete a carjack, so it sounds a little bit like Grand Theft Vehicle? Carjack difficulty, drop quantity bonus, bounty probability. Highest bounty quality is none. It'll take me 100 T gems to level up the skill. Current rating is 1 star. I have to complete 10 carjacks to level up. Presumably, Root has got the information. Psst. Interested in some robbery? Don't get me wrong, I'm not asking you to commit a crime. In fact, we'll be dishing out justice, of course. The greedy Tower Company has hoarded mountains of ill-gotten fortune. How can we just stand by and do nothing when justice demands action and loot? Doing a good deed like robbing their transport vehicle might just land you on a wanted list of Tower Company. You don't need to worry, though. When you become their most wanted, I'll be back with a nice black market bounty order just for you. I have talked to Root. Okay. That was me talking to Root. Hey, those were crits. I like big crits, and I cannot lie. We've got a treasure chest. Those we do not leave behind. Leave no treasure hat. Treasure chest. Oh, no. Gloves, not as good. Hat, not as good. And the chest card, better. That's sort of a bossy type dude. The glowy up there is just a piece of, I suppose, what amounts to lore. That is a transport vehicle. I think we have to defeat the mobs that spawn. Tower coins. Stop going back. Stop going back and forth, you jerk. I'm trying to murder you all. Did you not get the memo? You are going to be getting murdered today. Warning, I am illegally accessing Tower Company's stuff. Oh, I feel so terrible about that. Whoop. Okay, click to enter the crime rating system. Spend tower coins to increase my crime rating. Okay, we'll spend. Oops. I don't have enough to level up. Current rating privilege takes effect in story stages and above. Carjack difficulty, right, that's the same information. Click to view the effects at each level. Right, okay. My current rating, okay, good. Yeah, we've got 4, and it requires 100 to level up, okay. But they dropped boatloads of loot and some tower coins. Ooh, a special blue quality item. I think I've gotten to the point now where white items are no longer of interest for me. New talent node. Let's see. Max mana? No. Cast speed and movement speed? Yes, please. Well, let's see if we got anything that's an improvement. The new chest. That does significant chunky bits of damage. Ooh, a staff. Now that is a two-hander. Adding erosion damage. Oh, that's right, we can't move things in the inventory. I forgot. Well, we will at least temporarily equip that. Oh, we're definitely equipping that. Gloves, not quite as much survival. The regeneration and life seems pretty good. This is a wand that does more damage than the staff, so we're definitely going with that. And we want a second wand to go with it, like, say, that one. And we have significantly increased our damage. By bunches. Huge, chunky bunches. Everything must go. Oh, we got a couple more items. We got more items. Real quick. Nope, nope, nope. Yep. Recycle. Mall. Another tower coin. Missed me. Haha. Oh, that's right. That's memory. We're seeing something that happened in the past. Like I said, the story is, well, it exists. That's about the limit of what I can say about it, is it exists. It is a thing that is in the game, but I mean, it's possible they've added more, but basically the story they had when they first came out has been the limit of as much of the stories I've seen since. So, may it have more? Might. Don't know. All right, boss. Whoop. That was not optimal on my part. I did not play that well. I did not die, however, so I've got that going. Go away, you stupid. All right, fine. I'll just go through. Leveled up a couple of my skills or supports. New chest piece, a little bit more survival, but no bonus damage. Come on, man. This is theoretically slightly better. Yeah, it is. Exact same stats, except 16% erosion damage instead of 13% erosion damage. Now, I'm not doing much erosion damage. Erosion basically is like chaos damage in Path of Exile. I'm mostly doing cold damage, so it's not a huge help for me, but, you know, a little bit is more than none. Bestseller, all outfits. Sadly, I'm one of those people who, if I have an exclamation point denoting that something has changed, oh my god, guys, come on. You know what you could do? What you could do is you could add a scroll bar. I know it's high-tech science, but you could do that. Oh my god. Why are not... Oh, okay, there we go. And there's a claim. All right. See, that was not obvious. But if there's an exclamation point, I am one of those people who basically tunnel visions on the exclamation point and can't do anything until it's dealt with. Oh, didn't see him there. I'm sorry I didn't see to you and murder you when you were first showed up, sir. I feel bad. Not as bad as the guy I just murdered. He's dead. You can see the arrows are pointing in the upper right of the mini-map, which is in the upper left of the screen. I believe the white one is you've got stuff in this direction, whoops, and the yellow one is sort of the way out of this map. Right now I have to say the starting skill I'm working with does decent damage, but it does not have any kind of range. But I will be swapping into a different one relatively soon. And frankly, there's part of me that just should never play ARPGs because I have such a syndrome about FOMO. I like to do map completion for these, and I thought I got over it for the most part in Path of Exile. Monsters don't kill you, don't be afraid. We're Torchlight, just where I'd gotten to the point where I was capable mentally of skipping stuff, that I didn't have to clear all of the maps all of the time. I just have to clear all of the maps most of the time. Right, I believe this is the first entrance to sort of a treasure dungeon, which was added, I don't know, a year ago, year and a half, something like that. Some number of seasons ago. And basically you're advised to run it until you start getting less experience from it because it drops a lot of stuff and has a lot of experience. Talk to them. Yep, know about it. Know all about them. Let's go. Treasure trove. And there are certain items that are exclusive drops available in here. These tend to be very powerful for leveling and stuff, so you would like to get those if possible. And I'll run this, I don't know, 4 to 6 times, probably, possibly more. Because the XP is so good. That you don't want to miss out. Sure, the loot is good too, and sometimes very, very good, but the really important stuff is the XP. It's just much better than continuing with the storyline stuff. The storyline stuff can wait. Loot and XP. It's an ARPG. ARPGs are all about the loot. Loot, loot, loot. You know, the defense is pretty good. You get in close. And most of the time you freeze the mobs. Boss dude. Unless they're like a boss dude, in which case then most of the time you're not going to freeze them. Alright, we got the rock lizard skull. We got a talent point. 2 talent points available because we just leveled up as well. So we go here. And I believe we go here. What else do we have up here? The max mana is not worth it. I'm not sure about that one. That one might be worth as well, but for now, here. No. Is this going to have a 4? Is this a 4-pointer? No. I like it. There we go. Perhaps if I press the button in the correct fashion, that might be better. We will identify all. This has armor, life, additional physical damage taken, and a chance to gain a stack of tenacity blessing. That's more of a melee ability, I believe. We have our second ring. We're definitely going to use that. I don't think we want to give up that much survival. And that is not something we're going to use. So we're going to cycle all. Note, that gave us the flame sand, which is used in crafting. We don't want to leave the treasure trove. We want to challenge it again. Again, really good XP and some really, really good loot, too. So we keep doing it until it tells, hey, you know, you're not getting full XP anymore. And we may even do it a couple of times after that, because it still gives pretty decent XP, and there is good loot. So hopefully we'll get one of the less common goodies at some point. That would be nice. We've got more stuff in the shop. Packs. We have the free, we have the free. There's a free every day you get. So, as is pretty common with Asian free-to-play games. They are not miserly with the giveaways. But, I mean, the giveaways all have a purpose, which is to get you into the shop and wanting to spend money. And as I said earlier, this does have a pay-to-win element in the pets. Pets give you buffs. Initially, they were really minor buffs, but they have become a major factor in overall power at the end game. So if you were playing the game and enjoying it and wanted to go end game powerful, spending money would probably be required. Rock lizard skull again. It's just not my vibe, man. I would like to challenge again. First, we'll check. Nope, nope, and no. At some point, it might actually have stats that are worth picking up for me. Like, okay, the stats have a little colored box next to them. Purple is a higher tier than the orange, so this one is significantly better than the previous one, but I'd be giving up almost 100 energy shield for some armor, some life, less physical damage taken, and tenacity blessing, which is not really a thing for this class, I don't think. Again, a lot of the sort of minutiae of the game, the small little bits and pieces, I'm just not equipped to comment on them cogently the way I can, say, in Path of Exile, where for the most part I understand the game system, or at least to a large degree. Really nothing down here at all? Anywhere? Doesn't. Did I not go into the thing? Am I going the wrong... I must have gone the wrong way. Give me a second here. I must not have gone in. Did I not go in? Did they rotate the maps around now? Oh no, there we are. Bossy guy. Another level. 12. I don't believe the league mechanic can show up in the treasure troves. Rock Lizard Skull. Come on, guys. I want one of the other things. They're so tasty. Part of a nutritious breakfast. Oh, we're at 12, so let's see. Max Spell Burst. 100% chance, 50%. I'm going to bet that we're supposed to use the beacon. I'm going to check. I actually have some builds I can follow. Not that I'm going to slavishly do it. I was incorrect. It is chili. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Because we are using cold, so start with chili. Chili today. Hot tamale. Sorry, that's a really old joke. Not a funny one, but an old one. Nope. 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 Closer still? That's 1.5. This is 0.3. It's almost there. Challenge again. A couple more levels up, including for ice, baby. Ooh. Another legendary item, I think there, technically. Talent nodes. Alright, so. Spell crit is generally good. That's most of the time you're building for damage. The best defense is strong offense, that kind of thing. Spell crit. Spell burst charge. Well, let's assume. I can always... It's, I believe, free to respec all of these until like level 91 or 92. So just sort of winging it on my own is fine early on. What did we get? 64% more damage. Let me think. Would I like that? Yes. Things are going to die much faster. If you enjoy ARPGs, and your true joy in ARPGs comes from what ARPG players refer to as blasting. Killing shitloads of mobs in a great big hurry. This game could be for you. I really don't think that the Rock Lizard Skull is going to cut it for us. Even though this one, well, has more survival right now than that. But probably not as much as the hat we had before. So we're going to challenge again. At least until it tells us your stage level's too low, XP will be reduced. So we'll probably run it this time and maybe one more time. You'll notice everything is dying in a much more satisfying way now. A couple more level ups to the skills or supports. Mind you, I'm using the PoE terminology that supports skills that support other skills. Boss again. There's so many other things that drop here. I would like one of them. I mean, I did get a nice helm, but I don't think that's one of the specific drops that are available here. Day 14. Haha. A new talent node available. Yeah, we're going over here. boss again. One more at least after this, unless we get something good. Come on. Yes, I know my XP will be reduced. I want good things. You can give me more good things. I deserve them because I don't actually have a good rationale for them, I have to admit. I want them? Is that sufficient? The big caterpillars burst into a whole bunch of little larvae. Last one. One last one, and this is it. Alright. Promise. Last one. They are pretty fast. That big damage buff from the... Unique? Legendary? Unique, I think. A unique helmet dropped was... big. Alright. Well, there's the larvae. And the boss. Last time. Sir, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. Yes, I am very disappointed. Fine. Alright. No. Nope. Yes, that will replace the offhand one. And the rest of these. Alright, we're leaving the treasure trove. Fine, are you happy now? Not giving me any of the really good stuff. Okay, the one helm. Interesting. It used to drop you back into the map you left from where you left, which was up here. We could go back in. No, we're done. That's another level, level 15. Another talent node, and that will be 3 out of 3 on that one. No, at this point, a little damage for a lot of survival loss is probably not a good call. We have that helm giving us a huge damage buff, so we can lean in a little bit more to survival over damage in the short term. Welcome to Moria, sort of. Home of the dwarves. Excuse me, there are mines, and mines as in explodey mines, not I just Purple item. Pardon me, man. What did I tell you? Let's take us. Oh, didn't realize there was one of them amongst me. Us. No. And. No. Yeah. The little shinies you get from deconstructing stuff will eventually be used in craft. Kaboom! Where's the earth-shattering kaboom? There was supposed to be a kaboom! Old guy cartoon reference. Haha, I showed that barrel. Who's boss? Me. I'm boss. Speaking of boss, there he is. We will once again. Reject. Looking for green numbers. Not sufficient. No. Down. As I said earlier, if you're an ARPG player who enjoys just blasting, it's a perfectly good ARPG to play. We have another chest, treasure chest. Which we'll get to as soon as we wipe everyone out. Priorities, you gotta have them. Level 16. And never been kissed. Alright, next talent node is up here. Additional spell critical rating. And critical strike damage. Down, please. And an NPC we need to talk to, Romer. Who's lost. Fight the Knight of the Kingdom, getting himself lost. There's an enormous hand coming out through the wall, blasting stuff up. That's kind of the King of the Dwarves' secret weapon. We'll be getting to him shortly. I've obtained residues. That doesn't sound all that positive, but in this case, it's a buff to the heal. Costs a little bit more mana to use, but it supports restoration skills, increases the duration of the skill. So we will install that. The Heart of Kazan. Monster level is 13. Mine's what, 16? 17? 110? I fell on my keys. Boss up there? Or chest? Multiple bosses. Lots of things blowing up. It's not my fault. Well, actually, kind of. Technically is, because an injured crow. A crow is, I think, the assistant to a hero. So Arya is my crow. Not micro, as in small. Assistant. Tick, 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 tick. That's level 17. Seven things, so that's going to be 6 skill improvement level ups. And a talent point. You guys can't hide down here. I'm just going to come and air you out on my own. I'm no longer one-shotting absolutely everything now. So disappointing. They grow up so fast. He's the Lord High Executioner of the King. Well, he was. I believe we're up for the King now.
Spark, my source of power. Witness the...
There's the fists that you don't want to actually hit by.
That room must be the key.
Corey. Brother, please give up your ambition. Open the system list. Go to Pact. Battle Pact Spirit. Now, because I have played the game in the past, I have unlocked a fair number of Pact Spirits. These are the pets. And they have different abilities. And it used to be mostly the abilities were relatively minor. They're not a minor. I don't have any super powerful ones. Increases servant damage. I'm not running a pet build. Servants. Ailments, so that would be damage over time. Elemental damage, so that one's okay. Idling Weasel is okay. We've got 6 on this. Double spell damage, and cast speed. That's pretty good. Double attack. We're not attacking, we're casting spells. Oh, that one's a new one. Damage weakens cursed enemies and has a curse effect. Attacks. It's a really good looking one. Elemental resistance, damage mitigation, and an XP bonus. XP bonus, pretty good. Elemental damage, elemental piercing, and cast speed. Do have a couple of sort of legendary ones that I got in previous seasons. I don't remember if it was as drops or playing a certain amount, or if it was just if you played the league. I don't remember exactly. That's XP protection, so you don't lose XP when you die. Double spell, unlock 2 nodes. Yeah, this one seems pretty good. We're gonna go with Starcatcher, I think. And get additional speed per second when an elite is nearby, up to 18%. And movement speed when an elite is nearby, up to 9%. We have double spell damage, and cast speed improvements, and it unlocks 2 nodes. And the nodes show up here because he unlocks a couple of extras. They did change. It used to be that basically there were 3 rings, and you could move up and then along the rings however you wanted, but they have changed it now into sort of a single path. So, 2, 4. I have to click on each one. Yes, I do. Yeah. Allocate. So we're up to 8% chance for spells to deal double damage. Just flat percent damage of 24%. So basically, 8% chance for double damage and an additional 24% spell damage. That's how the pets are pay to win. A non-legendary one might give a total of maybe 2% chance for double spells and 6% spell damage in these nodes. The better ones they are, and you level them up. If you get repeats of the same one, it levels it up, increasing its abilities and so on. And that's where the pay to win exists in the game. Boon. There's something. Oh, there it is. Old friendship. Every day there is a free draw for this. This can give you pets. Or just give you currency. Most times it's going to give you currency. Sometimes it'll give you a free pet. In this case, currency. As I said before, the Asian games are not shy about giving you a whole bunch of free stuff. Because they want you to play the game. They want you to get interested in the game. And try and get more powerful. And maybe end up spending some of your hard-earned cash. I assume, yeah. I mean, the arrow is pointing me this way, so okay, that was a dead end. Got it. There's my little pet friend. So, for instance, if you're a PoE player, Zizaran really likes the way the game plays, one of the game systems, but he can't stand the pay to win, which is entirely understandable. what do we got? Hat? Nope. New boots? Nope. Wand? Nope. Oh my god, you guys suck. Additional damage and strength, but won't make any difference for sure. But it's an improvement for damage. Int and Dex, but a lot more evasion. Yeah, it's a mild improvement. This is slightly more damage, so that's an improvement. That's an improvement in both. I'll take that. And we recycle them. I'm ready. Let's go. Surfing now. Everybody's learning how. Come on a safari with me. I'm no longer one-shot murdering every single thing on the planet. And it is the League mechanic again. Tower Co. So I think this is the equivalent of a treasure goblin kind of thing. Our jack has ended. Some more coins. In the not too distant future, once basically everything is dropping purple stuff, I'll stop picking up the light blue stuff. It's the purple stuff will be the only realistic chance for an improvement. I will note how much I enjoy that you can click on an object that is dropped and it doesn't make you run over to it. It just picks it up for you. Thank you for whoever came up with that design. Please, can we get more of that in ARPGs? Another talent point. Let's check our gear. Nope, nope. Cuprite wand. Much better than the offhand. Well, not much, but a chunk. Boss. Well, I say boss, not really a boss, just a bigger critter than the rest. An above average critter, shall we say.
I will not lose, even if I'm the only.
He's here. Situation at the camp. I'll take care of it. I'll find your missing person thing. One of the above. Ooh, crates. Oh, okay. Note to self, don't try to face tank that, okay? Good choice. Glad we had this talk. He's gonna give off bad little jerky things again. There. That's my first death, and it was carelessness. Pure carelessness. I feel shame. Oops, okay. Laziness and carelessness. Oh, I'll just face tank it. No, I won't. Let this be a lesson to you. Don't play like me. What? Is there a gateway I missed over here somewhere? I can't fighting the boss. Probably yes, there is. Head to Riverside. Not Riverdale? No Archie and Jughead? Veronica and I don't remember the name of the other one. Live. Hero traits unlocked. Hero trait. First one, Sing with the Tide. Click the trait song to switch between Bard and Loud Song. In the Bard state, attack channeled skills and attack mobility skills. In the Bard state, it's possible to move while casting spell. Currently active. Okay. So it is a toggle. Chest, treasure chest, fat loot. Okay, possibly fat loot. Looking for green. Physical damage to attacks and spells, but a big drop in survival. Not that nuts about that. It is going reasonably well so far. I just died for the first time. New league. Laziness. Carelessness. Don't be lazy and careless. Don't be like me. Be smarter than me. He's popping back up. There he is. We've got another point in the skill. Another powerful mod here. Sorta. At least until he ran into a big ring of cold. Not as cool sounding as a ring of fire. But I guess we can't all be Johnny Cash, you know? Alright, we have a bossy mob in here. Another level for me. Dun dun.
Disappeared.
Another talent node. Where are we off to now? Let's see. Spell burst charge. Spell damage. I'm going to assume that. But I don't know for sure, but as I said, respecs are easy early in the game. We're like level 91 or 92 or something like that. Respecs are easy. After that, not so much. I don't think I've ever reached, maybe I've reached that high level once or twice.
Looks like you're not going to make it.
Enough to deal.
Alright, now we have to catch up to and fight Liv, because she's got badness inside of her. It's not entirely clear. Level 19, and I'm level 19. So we are even with the mobs here. But we have a treasure trove, so off we go. We can get more of those are the same items we can get as exclusive drops. Or that one will, I guess, always drop from the boss. Unless one of those drops. Something like that. Let's go. And again, we'll run this until it stops giving us all the XP. Initially, it gives lots of XP. Definitely for the starting character with the starting skill, the range on it is the biggest negative early on. Somewhere around this point, we're supposed to get a different skill that we can use and should use. The one I believe we use for like the rest of the game. Something Gale. We definitely could use another item about now. Give us another, oh, I don't know, 60% increase damage. That would be nice. Another level, that's level 20. We will take a sec here. Pact point not allocated. Another 24% spell damage. Yes, please. Thank you. Talent node, and we were coming here. See if we've got any goodies so far that are... Belt. A slightly better belt. cycle. All of it. Boots. Are the boots an improvement? Drumroll please. The ring is definitely an improvement, so that's improvement over the left-hand ring. The waist, big survival, so we'll go with that. And the boots, damage and survival. A lot of energy shield, movement speed, int, cold resistance, movement speed when focus blessing reaches max, non-critical strikes. Oh, yeah, that's just way better. Okay, simple. Easy peasy, as the saying goes. We wish to challenge again, but after the talent node. Challenge the treasure room again. It keeps changing me back to the form I don't want. Not sure if I can change that default. I'm pretty sure I played this in a previous league, the same build. But I do not have specific memories of it. I have no memory of this build. Again, because I have such short range. Mobs with very long range are a bit of a problem. Especially ones that teleport away when you get close to them. Jerks. Or the ones who jump from outside of your range and hit you. 21. Of course I am, if there's one thing you can count on with me. Wrong way. Pretty much a given. We should have a bunch of Y. We've got 6 skills upgraded. Sure, we'll assume that that's the one we want next. We still need to keep putting points into Goddess of Knowledge until we finish it out. Spell burst charge speed, yep. Main skill unlocked. Well, let's see what we've got. Ring of Ice. Fire explosion. Who doesn't like fire explosions? Control spell. Additional damage. Can't crit. 17% for quick decision, supports attack or spell skills. Additional attack and cast damage. So that's a straight 17% buff. Area. I would think I would like some more area, please. As the area is pretty small. Not gonna lie. Another talent point. We are here. I am not interested. Thank you for asking. And we've got a boss coming up. The boots again. See if anything dropped. It's an improvement. How about the hat? That's a big damage drop, so no. I'll go yes on that. That would be a damage drop, but a survival increase. Or we'll just go with just the survival increase. And this is a slight increase on the same boots. And we'll challenge again. The XP is so good, we can't say no. This map seems to be consisting of nothing but ranged mobs. And mobs that when you get close to them, blow up. That doesn't look like that much additional space. Additional area, I should say. Another talent point, presumably. Yep. We do have the 24th point available. Additional spell damage, additional spell cost, additional cold and fire damage. Let me do a quick check on that and see which one is recommended. Insight, huh? Because I don't think we stick with cold damage. Otherwise, if we were just doing cold damage, probably that one. This map is so big. It's unnecessarily big. All right, boss. No, no. No. And no. Battle at all, including that. We'll go one more time. And we'll get XP, but we're no longer getting the increased amount of XP. It's really That's me. Didn't do it the first time. That's another level 23. Life regain, energy shield, spell damage. Can we move straight on? I don't think we can. We have to go through here? Is that right? Maybe we can just skip. What's that one? That's a lot of int. Int is good. Spell skill power. He's purple. He was purple. Stop with all of this ranged attack from a bajillion miles away, please. Thank you. This is definitely the last go on this map. This map's not fun. Boss coming up. Maybe we can finally get a rare drop. No. We have gone like 0 for a dozen on any of the rare drops. Is that worth? It's a lot of armor. That. We will put that there. Give up a little damage. Survival on that. No. And recycle it all. And And we'll leave the treasure trove. Sadly.
Enough, Liv. You cannot stop me.
Alright, Liv is... She's been taken over by the badness inside her. And evil Liv. Ooh, this attack follows. Could you get away from the edge of the play space, please? That's just kind of rude. Was no bueno. Oh, defeating enemies recharges the skill. They, I think, changed the healing mechanic, so you have to defeat mobs. Made it more like Path of Exile. But there are no mobs here to defeat, so no heals for me. So now I know I have to be a lot more careful about that than we ever used to have to be. You don't regain healing charges unless you're killing stuff. So basically straight out of PoE. Your heals, your potions don't regain charges unless you're killing stuff. Generally. No improvement, no improvement, and no. Well, we will recycle the 2 blue items. Drop that into the bank once we get to the place where there's a bank, which is pronto. I believe in just a second. Congrats, I've obtained Fixate. Hideout, Ember's Rest. We've got another skill slot vacant. You have the energy for that? Fixate. Cast skill marks. Cast the skill and gains euphoria for each marked enemy. Evidently. We're off to Ember's Rest, which is a hideout, which is Yeah. Well, the social area, and where all of the sort of normal, non-fighty mechanics exist. Banks, stuff like that. Crafters. Up to here, to Molina. Quest at night. Sand, blah, blah, blah. Skill shop. Oh yeah, we want the skill. We want the Gale. Something Gale. Howling Gale is the one we want. No, that's it. Just Howling Gale. And we want to replace the skills. Well, okay, we've got a bunch of clickies here. Outlaws schedule. Check in to get a 10x draw. Day 1. Okay, freebies. I like freebies. That's for tomorrow. An Outlaws self-cultivation. So far I have 40 criminal activity. I'm going to try to be better at being bad. I mentioned earlier how exclamation points telling me that there's something new is my kryptonite. Clear the story will give you a new Pact Spirit. Reaching time mark 3, which I do most of the time. Or 5. I can usually hit 5 as well. End of Confusion Traveler. Not going to happen. 7-day login. Another 7-day login. Social media. I am not going to follow. Over here, we've hit another on the journey. Another talent point. Claim that for finishing off that. Talent point. The Season's Pass, $15, gives you access to the new character. I've completed some quests, so we do get some progress. We're up to level 2, 220 points worth. So you get that and that. And if you buy the Season's Pass, you also get the matching items at the bottom, so that would give you the new character there. And enables you to configure settings on the pack screen so it automatically switches in certain configurations. Again, that's technically that would not be a pay to win, but that is a significant improvement. Quality of life, we're at 9 coins. In the crime rating, we will hit the bank. Drop off. That. There have been a number of the leagues where, or the seasons where I've played more than one character. 1 second, I need to take care of a little boilerplate business. Go. Sorry, if you don't read. No, that's not what we wanted to change. That's what we wanted to change. Change. Howling Gale. Install. Now, what skills do we want on that? If you don't read my Tendon Slicer, Quick Decision, Guard, and Freeze Chance. Freeze Chance makes sense. So, Tendon Slicer, Quick Decision, and Guard. Might want that one anyway. Let's see what's available. Tendon Slicer, Quick Decision, and Guard. Tendon Slicer, Quick Decision, and Guard. Quick Decision's available. So that leaves us with Tendon, Slicer, and Guard. Both are sort of reddish. Tendon Slicer. There's Tendon Slicer. Lower damage. Deals additional physical damage. When the sport skill deals damage 40% chance to inflict a debuff for additional damage for 2 seconds. Not convinced that that's worth, at least at the low level at which I am at right now. But we can change that out for additional cold damage. It's doing less damage than the increased area. Oh, it does do additional damage. I will just leave that then. Anything else that theoretically would be better? Checking the numbers. Controlled, but that's no crits. No, it appears to be about as good as it's going to get. We'll stick with what we've got then for that. We'll see how much that improves or doesn't improve what we're looking for. So this would be where I use the form where I'm not manually casting. It automatically casts.
I often dreamed that Liv would leave me one day.
So I don't need to change
I never
form to
expected
the
it
other
to be
form.
so soon.
As it's just going to automatically do casting for me. You can see those are my casts. Basically, bad guys seeking missiles.
Stay safe when you get to the church.
Have fun storming the castle. Do we have Arcane Circle? Captain Romer, yeah, blah blah blah. Oh, bad guys. We definitely could use more casting of the Gales. Another level for me. We've got a couple baddies over here. Another one here. Come on, that's a purple. It has to be better than what I'm using, right? Right?
Fool.
Stop right there. I gotta know right now. Old guy music reference. We've got a talent point. And a new pact point. Another 4% cast speed. Not going to say no. And gear. One piece of rare gear with tier 6 in affixes. which is another talent point, which is going to increase our spell levels by 1. So what do we get? That wasn't it. No. A little bit more damage, but less survival? Oh, mana regeneration. I don't think we need to worry about mana regeneration. Is that a staff? It's a staff. Huh. Sure, he said. Not quite convinced that he felt that way. What we will do is we'll hold on to these. There we go. We need to be over here for some reason. Is there a clicky I didn't click? Something like that. Oh. There we go. Oh, here. We didn't activate the thingy. There we go. I've obtained Psychic Burst. So that's a thing I have now. Alright, we can't go in without the bishop's permission. So there'll be no punishing the bishop. No, of course that's not a smutty euphemism for self-abuse. I have no idea what you're referring to. No idea at all. Honest engine. Wouldn't lie. Okay, that was a lie. I would lie. Here's the bishop who's totally not evil. With that face. And all the glowing electricity and the glowy icon over his head. No, I'm sure he's not evil. How could he possibly be? He's the Archdeacon of St. Duran. In which they shortened from the Archdeacon of St. Duran. Talk to Antonius. Here we are again. The Plaza of Glory. So it is a bit difficult to work with because initially you don't really have any control over it. It just basically does boatloads of damage to everything it hits, but it's not always hitting the stuff you really like for it to hit. Is that where we're going? Yeah. But later on, you get, I think, multiples of them firing out, and ends up doing enormous amounts of damage to the badness as you basically just run through and it kills everything. King 25. Oh, come on, Gale. There we are. We have a treasure chest. Yay. We like fat loot. We cannot lie. Okay, fat loot may be a slight exaggeration. Talent node. Intelligence is also good. Don't know if that's worth it or not. Probably is. Well, let's just swap it down here. I will tidy this up later. Channeled skills. I think mine is considered a channeled skill. Let me check. It is. Yay! I'm smarter than I might appear at first look. I kind of have to be realistically, though. Agito leader. And we'll check all this stuff real fast. Well, there's an improvement. We'll definitely use that. Don't think there is a treasure thingy here, but I feel I have to check because you don't want to miss one of those. They changed that a little bit. You used to have to open the door. So they've changed it now so you don't have to basically do what I'm doing right now, where previously you kind of did. It's like a switch or something. The answer to the question I asked is no. Through into the Temple of Spark. Not Temple of the Spark, Temple of Spark. I think they're mispronouncing Spock's name. See, that's what it's good for. This enemy-seeking Gale just murders stuff while you just run. Pick up the loot, you know. There used to be a portal there to a different mechanic. Don't worry, guys. It's wind. How much could wind hurt? Apparently could hurt a little. There we go. Why didn't you kill the other one? Come on. Now, granted, I'm an old man, and clicking on small things is something I'm not particularly good at, but not that bad. Treasure chest. Fat loot. Possibly. Maybe. Probably not especially fat. Now, if we're talking about chunky loot, probably not that chunky. Mildly chunky, perhaps. The Parish Courtyard. That's Parish, not Paris. Sadly. Paris would be nice. Never been. But the food. Well, that would have my full attention. Maybe just some cassoulet for starters. Okay, not really a starter. Escargot for starters. Maybe some foie gras. Cassoulet for dinner. What do we got? Let's level up 3 of our skills. Good idea. Good idea, oh lord. Of course it's a good idea. Old guy movie reference. Level 26 up, it is. Let's clear out the general vicinity before we go to the seasonal mechanic. It's a dead end? No, it's not. Another talent node. We moved down to elementals, didn't we? Yes, we did. Before we head off in that direction, we are going to go ahead. Oops, we've got more level ups. Okay, wind, do your thing. Gales blow. Carjack has ended. Would you please hit this thing, somebody? Wind? Wind? Why won't you? Damn, finally, he hit the thing. It can be a little bit frustrating because we really don't directly control what the wind does. The wind answers to no man or woman, or possibly potatoes. Well, we're going to have a bunch of stuff to browse through. And a lot. Fortunately, it'll be relatively quick. Sure. Nope. Definitely no. Nope. Nope. And we had a lot of stuff, and that one, maybe an improvement. Slight improvement. But a slight improvement is an improvement. And no, it's another coin down here? Yeah, another coin dropped. Ask Arya about the situation. I did. The Plaza of Glory. It's not all that. Disciple Alleys. Also level's 25. My level is 26. Do not run through the laser beams. Wait for your friends to destroy said laser beams. Level 27. Talent node. Skill slot. What would we like with our added cold? No, not really. Psychic burst. Charge. Sport mobility when casting the sported skill gains a buff. Warcry speed does nothing for me. Hit enemies, no. Psychic surge, no. Burst, periodic burst. Emergency avoidance. Ability skills. Gain stack or buff when you use sported skill. Evasion. Evasion, come on. Dodge skills. Looking for mobility skills. Let's see, did it say mobility at the top? Yeah, it did. Okay. We are looking for something that supports a mobility skill in particular. That would be better. Warp mobility, quick mobility, cast speed, cooldown recovery. Yes, please. Thank you. Cast it more often. Goes off more often. What's not to love? You're gonna bust through this? Yes. I'll open the door. Thank you, Romer. You're not opening the door. That was not door opening behaviors, dude. So hard to get good help. Romer, you did not open any doors. Not a single door was opened by you. Powerful dead dude. Not that powerful, I mean, because he's dead. Another level, 28. I have no idea why I talked to that. critter, and yet I do. I don't know if it does anything for me. Let's look down. Points, no talent point. And a pact point, more cast speed. And we've got more cast speed, and then finally cast speed when it leads around, and so on and so forth. Wind. Where's the wind? Apparently it's been running around killing other things. It's been cheating on me by killing other mobs. We need to go that way. So this is the way we'll go, because we have to. Boss. Bunch of marching dudes. The Forbidden Wall. What I'm gonna do is head back to the hideout and call it an evening. I'm gonna thank you guys for hanging out. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and to New Zealand. Probably with more of this. Probably will be playing some more offline as well. But I do have a couple things I need to take care of tomorrow, so that might get in the way. But I should be back, as usual. Again, thank you. Thanks to you very much for hanging out. Hopefully you will see me soon. I hope the rest of your Sunday evening, really early Monday morning goes well. And as always, I like to set an achievable goal to the people who hang out here. I hope your upcoming week, work week in particular, doesn't suck. Take care, and ciao for now.